Hi, I'm Molly Knight Forde from mollyknightforde.com, founder of the Awareness School. Let's talk about the many eyes. We're just as crazy as all the people that we think are crazy. We just may not be talking about it, manifesting it on a grand scale, but it's happening on the inside. We're all kind of schizophrenic in a way, and we don't think we are. But I feel like that's what the plight of the human experience is. We're all compartmentalized, and that's how we can ignore some of the uglier parts of ourselves. Or we can say, one day, I'm going to go on a diet, and the next day completely forget as we're taking bites of this beautiful chocolate cake at a dinner party and remembered, oh yeah, I said I was going to go on a diet. Or even worse, we knew we said we were going to go on a diet and we're eating the chocolate cake anyway. Then something else ensues, all about guilt. We may be addicted to that. But we're all compartmentalized, and we don't really admit it or know it until one part of ourself bumps into another part of ourself. And there's a phenomenon that happens that keeps us from seeing all the different parts of ourselves. If we didn't have those buffers, what we call buffers, we would go even crazier. We wouldn't be able to live with ourselves or live with others or live on this planet. So we come in as totally compartmentalized, all of these different eyes, the eye that wants to be successful, the eye that wants to have a beautiful family, the eye that wants to make a lot of money, the eye that wants to be a good person, the eye that wants to serve humanity. There's also the eye that doesn't want to get up in the morning, and the eye that feels like, I can do that tomorrow. The eye that just adores that chocolate cake, and it doesn't matter what another part of me said yesterday, I'm going to eat the chocolate cake. Okay, so what do we do with this dilemma? I remember once riding on the bus and listening to a guy speak out loud from all of these different eyes. He was having an argument with himself out loud. And I know that everybody on the bus was pretty much getting sick of him yelling at himself and then responding to himself. And I thought, this is really so sad. And yet at that moment, I realized, well, wait a second. This is what I do with myself. I have these arguments with myself, or one part of me will tell me how bad I did that and how horrible it was, and I shouldn't have made this mistake, and I could have done it better. And another part of me believes, yeah, I could have done that better. And there's just these tremendous arguments and dialogues and inner battles going on within us. We're just not speaking them out loud. Thus, we're as crazy as the crazy person on the bus. And until we do a kind of work that starts to collect these eyes, that starts to strengthen the eyes that want to be a good citizen, that want to have a spiritual practice, that want to be a good partner, we will always have this battle within. By doing work on attention and with meditation, we strengthen an observing eye, or a group of observing eyes. Ones that can watch the other parts of myself as I'm screwing up, or as I'm completely identified with being the Good Samaritan, or any number of other things. And so as we work, we can strengthen the eyes that are part of our essence and develop our essence instead of all of these parts that create and make up our personality, the way we move in the world. And when we do that, we start to be able to see all of these different parts of us, and we can coalesce the parts in order to build our essence. And we start to understand what's behind our self-sabotage, what's behind our identification with abandonment, what's behind our reaction when someone says something and we take it so personally when they weren't really thinking about us at all. So understanding that the many eyes is really a big problem is the first place to start. And then working to coalesce these parts of us and make them stronger gives us enough to battle the other eyes in a way that we're conscious of it. So notice the next time that you're having that argument within yourself. And remember, it's just those hundreds of crazy people inside you having an argument with themselves. Thanks so much. See you next week.